Hey everyone, my name is Rooster and welcome back to Mechabellum. Today's video is going to be all about hounds. They've gotten nerfed multiple times. They got an experience nerf, they got some tech nerfs in the form of the incendiary bombs becoming more expensive and them also losing some attack, but they're still very, very strong. And that's what I wanted to show in this particular game. Playing Elite Specialist, which I think is perfect for hounds because you immediately get to recruit them at level 2, and obviously that'll allow you to one-shot crawlers that are going to be level 1 from your opponent. It makes a massive difference, and, well, just watch and learn, I guess. My opponent is going to be Prince Bodgy here, which is Woot's second account. Very strong aggro player as well. We'll be going for steel balls and crawlers, and add 2 hounds himself. He's a supply specialist, so he'll have the additional resources during the game to spend. I start with tarantulas and fangs. Not a terrible matchup, but I will definitely be lacking some damage here on round 1. But, I mean, again, hounds are so powerful that you can really get away with simply buying them on round 1 here, alongside tarantulas even, as elite, and not really have to worry about too much. Just keep spamming them and they'll do well into most type of boards. I think I even will be selling out of a tarantula here on round 1 because I want to replace them with hounds. Tarantula and hound kind of have the same role within the game, which is that of chaff clear, so there's no reason for me to keep both of them on the board. Rather, I try to sell. I'll have 100 left in the bank. I'll get to spend that next round or the round after and try to get into hound range as fast as I can and just, well, really focus on this board of dogs. Fangs are going to go in front in this case, kind of trying to make sure that we funnel all of the enemy units into the hounds. And yeah, I'm not expecting to win the first round here by any means, but at least trying to kind of mitigate the damage in a way by removing a tarantula from the board, so not feeding too much experience. And at the same time, leaving me maybe some room to, like, at least clear some of the enemy units. Which looks like we're doing an okay job at. I mean, still, a pack of steel ball survives, some hounds as well. But next round, we'll have that additional 100, and then we'll really be starting to get into this board of hounds. And yeah, here we go. Round number 2. Bunch of interesting cards. Redeployments can be very, very strong. Quick teleports is also interesting, especially with hounds. It's a hard unit to deal with on the flank. There's no true cost-effective answer to it. And even something like an Arclight will definitely lose if the hound is up a level. Intensive training picked up by Woot. And he goes for another hound and a phoenix. Now, I was expecting him to get into phoenix. It is a very common thing for him to do, and for a lot of aggro players to do. It's just a really powerful unit, good DPS. It's an air unit too, so it can cheese around if the anti-air dies. But I just decided to trust my late Fang here. I've got one in the back. If I can win the rest of the board, then maybe this can kill the Phoenix. And if not, it's not the end of the world either. I just want to make sure that I can get the board set up the way that I want to. So we're going to go for 2 more hounds. One here on the deep flank, and we immediately are going to go for that range. I've got 50 left to spend. I'm probably thinking here whether or not I want to put a missile on the left tower, but opting to keep it and just put the hound in front of it in case something like a crawler cheese would come in. Also, a hound here on my shallow flank. Steel ball has been leveled with the intensive. That's going to be hard to kill for sure. But we are pulling some crawlers here in the back, and those hounds are going to be moving in, trying to get that debuff. With the amount of fangs left, though, I don't think we'll quite be able to take this round. The steel balls are still relatively healthy. Pushing into my tower, I'll get the debuff, but it's going to have to be another round where we take a loss. If we can get rid of a lot of units here, though, that's not too bad. Looks like at least the level 1 steel balls will die. The hounds too. And the only thing that'll remain alive is the level 2 steel balls and the phoenix. And yeah, we can just speed things up here as my hounds are going to get cleared. Phoenix doesn't level. That's a pretty good thing. And so now we enter round number 3 with additional deployment slots showing up and being picked up quickly for the both of us. Yeah, that is a dream come true for a board that wants to spam a lot of cheap units like hounds. So I don't have to think very long about that. And seeing as I already had the range, and again, level 2 hound is so powerful, I'm probably just gonna buy more of them. I mean, I know my opponent has a phoenix, but I really think that if I just buy more hounds and, well, kind of add DPS in a way too because of the levels, as long as I clear the ground, these fangs will definitely be able to kill the phoenixes. And again, it doesn't seem like the end of the world. Like, I can respond to this at a later time with a Mustang or a marksman, whatever it may be. Instead, I just really want to make sure that the ground is heavily favored for me. Opponent goes for range on the hounds too, but yeah, his hounds haven't leveled yet, and mine, well, I've got way more, and all of them are already at level 2. I redeploy this hound backwards because I was expecting a missile here on the left, and it seems like I was correct. And so with the range, actually my hounds are going to stay out of range of the missile and prevent that debuff from happening, and considering they're a level up, they're also going to win against the hound pack that was added there. Absolutely fantastic round. Left side, have a look at that. I think I utilized the missile myself. We even get the missile there after we already cleared the left side. And we softened up those level 2 steel balls with a missile of our own. And as you can see, who needs real anti-air? If you've got some fangs running in late, there'll be plenty to deal with the phoenixes. Now round number 4, we get the unit drops. The very first one. I was expecting an Overlord here from Woot, I'm not going to lie. And so that's kind of why you'll see me picking it as well, because I felt like I had to deal with anti-air, and again, well, it is kind of my weak spot. And though the fangs did alright, an Overlord is slightly more tanky than a pack of level 1 phoenixes. So just going to pick that up. It's a pretty good comp too. And in fact, my opponent did pick it, but sold it. Which I was quite surprised about, because I thought it would, well, it's the one thing that he could try to punish, right? Now he's just opting to level the steel balls a whole bunch. Has a level 3 pack alongside that level 2 pack. And opting to now elite recruit hounds of his own. So we're getting into a bit of a mirror, but I'm heavily favored here. Like, I've got way more hounds. Every single one of them is always going to be at least level 2. If I have more money, I could even recruit them at level 3 if I want to. And here, yeah, I'm just saying, well, I haven't seen anything too scary. I got a boat for free. If I just win the ground again, that should be able to deal with whatever air threat you have. And he didn't really add more. So, yeah, I could just keep doing this. Hound on the shallow flank, hound on the deep flank over there on the left side. And we're just kind of filling out the board slowly but steadily with nothing but hounds. And, well, that'll set us up for a mech rage, probably next turn, to just amplify the damage even more. And have a look at this. Steel balls level 2 were added on the left to try and grab the tower, but half of them get distracted, go all the way to the top left. And meanwhile, the hounds here are just dealing with it. This unit did get an attack nerf, but with levels, it is just unmatched in terms of efficiency. It is incredibly hard to find anything that really beats it, especially at its cost. I don't think there's anything. Arclights sometimes can keep up with them, but it's basically a level game. If the Arclights are up in levels, they'll do fine. If they're not, they're going to struggle a lot. And Arclights are also a bit easier to take down than the Hounds, right? These guys come in a pack of 5. So even if you lose 2 of them, they're still going to be 3. Whereas the Arclight, it gets taken down, it gets hacked, it's gone. Woot here goes for the underground threat on round 5. I should probably go for it as well. Oh, I go for the absorption module instead. Of course, a very, very good item on the Overlords. And at this stage, I thought, well, I'm playing Hounds and then going into carry Overlord doesn't seem like a bad idea at all. Bit tricky, naturally, because I am elite spec, so the boats are very expensive, but for now, it didn't seem like I had any problems. I'm very healthy, and, well, the Hound game plan continues as we now click Mech Rage and add 2 more hounds. Make that 3. Going for the loan, so that we can afford both the levels here on the hounds and also get that 3rd hound deployment in. Now we get linked steel balls for Root, which is not a bad pickup, I would say. It gives a lot of hit points, 120%. So where the hounds were kind of getting by fine before this, they'll have a lot more trouble taking down the packs this time. Although here we can see a ball splits off, and well, we did click Mech Rage, which improves our DPS. And on the right side, that tank to missile, and just look at this. I mean, these are chaff clear units at heart, but with levels, they kind of do everything. And yeah, the steel ball play just doesn't work out at all, and now Woot takes down, or takes even more damage, entering round 6, down to 2k. Leveled both of his towers, trying to go for a link play, doesn't work out. I mean, what do you do now? Woot deciding to skip. Acid Blast here maybe could be a consideration on the right side of the board, just to amplify the damage against the steel balls if he wants to add more or create a bigger link. Otherwise, I mean, a shield airdrop is not terrible, but into steel balls typically it'll go down quite fast, so probably a skip if I don't want to pick the Acid Blast. Mech Rage now picked up as well for Woot, but I think he's just behind. And that's the tricky thing, right? Hound into Hound naturally is a fine matchup, but, well, you're going to be playing a mirror. And in mirrors, the things that matter are amount of deployments, techs, and levels. And right now, I had techs earlier than him, I had more deployments earlier than him, and I have more levels available too, both on the board and simply because of the fact that all of the units I do recruit are going to be level 2, whereas he needs to click the elite recruitment button every time, which adds up. It's 100 every time that you click it. Both of us are loaning here. And I did go for the Acid Blast, trying to hit some of these steel balls and just helping the hounds deal with the tankier units on the enemy board. And now finally we pick up some marksmen, because I thought, well, the ground doesn't seem to be very winning for my opponent, and I don't see how he could possibly win it. So let's try to add some marksmen just in case he finally goes for more air. Acid will land. Hounds will start DPSing. And yeah, the steel balls are not that long for this world. My front line of hounds on the right side is collapsing, but I was working on a second wave, and that seems to do pretty well. Boat will go down though. And now with the hound stuck in the acid, this round is a lot closer. Right side pretty much winning for Woot, but left side winning for me. And I'm pretty happy that I did add some marksmen, because it seems like my fangs also died. So hopefully here we'll be able to get a victory, and we will. Only marginal, but we do keep chipping away at the opponent's hit points. Now round number 7, more unit reinforcements show up. And Woot decides to go for the melting point, and I think that is an immediate sell. I could go for the scorpions here, they're not bad into the steel balls, but I felt like I didn't need to. There wasn't a real DPS issue. I felt like the hounds were doing just fine. And, well, safe to say I was also kind of memeing at this point, because I was just... Well, it was funny at the same time. I was a little bit concerned at how well this was working. But, you know, I didn't want to, like, soil the board too much with anything crazy. And I just wanted to keep building hounds. So we take the melter, we sell it. We take all the levels that are available to us. And I also have the attack enhancement 2 and defense enhancement 2 to kind of beef up the hounds even more and make sure that we're favored in that mirror. And now Woot goes for a very good play. He goes for triple wasp, I believe, with the barrier tech, the energy shield tech on them. And there is nothing on the board right now for me that'll be able to deal with this, so probably I'm going to be losing. Of course, the hounds don't care. I mean, they can't shoot up, so it's not like they're going to get distracted. But he might get a default win just because I can't kill all of the wasps, and the Phoenix might take down my Overlord. Let's see how this goes, though. This is something that normally I probably should be playing around. Putting Mustangs with the Hounds is always a pretty good thing, but I'm so healthy that it doesn't really seem like a massive concern. I also did put down some missiles, so we do get rid of the shields. We'll have to see if that makes this any better. But yeah, as I said, we do end up winning the ground pretty convincingly. Take down both towers, 14 seconds of debuff. And now the question is, can we get rid of all of the wasps? We've got 2 marksmen, we've got an Overlord, we've got some fangs. With the Overlord still being completely fine, that does look to be absolutely no problem whatsoever. And now Woot is down to 382 hit points entering round 8. Another absorption module shows up. A wasp swarm as well. Woot picks it up. That wasp swarm will have the shield tech as well, so it's quite valuable. I decide to go for it too. And here I'm thinking, okay, there's a couple things I can do. I can go for Mustangs with range, which is completely fine, or I guess AA. Or I can go for wasps myself with the anti-air tech instead of the shield tech that my opponent has. That's what I decide to go for. With the wasp swarm, I will be able to get another one, and those will also have the AA tech, and it should just be very favorable. I would find it kind of surprising if the opponent went for Mustangs in this scenario, kind of preempting this. And I only need to win 1 round, so I think Wasp here is a pretty safe pickup. Goes for the Abyss instead. Bit of a Hail Mary play perhaps. Opting to go for the Swarm Missile tech, 2 of those. Swarm Missiles can be good against stuff like Hounds, but, well, they deal 550 damage per missile, and the Hounds at this point are all sitting at, you know, 3k hit points, 4k hit points, even 5k in some cases. That I don't think it'll do too much. We'll have to see, though. Pretty happy, though, with this quadruple Wasp pickup and that Wasp Swarm. Trying to fan them out a little bit in case he decided to put the Wasp Swarm in the back somewhere. But yeah, Wasp's also very good against Abyss, so I don't see any reason why we'd be struggling here. I even decide to sell the boat to be able to afford more Wasps, and then I just transition the absorption module onto one of the high-level Hounds, which looks a bit comical, but, well, better than not to use it, I guess. And so here we go. Wasps are being dealt with rather swiftly. Abysses are trying to do what they can, but they're not necessarily known to be very good against small units, and they tend to miss a whole bunch. Especially when those small units are in the air. And yeah, here we go. Still some Wasp packs left alive. I've got the marksman on the left side as well, of course. And as we take down one Abyss, the second one won't be too far behind and will eventually go down as well. And so there we are. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this game. Like, Hound is just still such a crazy efficient unit. And it's been talked about before, but it just doesn't really have a solid same cost counter. It's supposed to be Arclight in a way, but Arclight really struggles after some of the nerfs it's gotten. And yeah, you can't do this on every single specialist. Sometimes you will not be able to level your Hounds, or your opponent is, you know, able to get into an early Vulcan or a Raiden or whatever it may be. But in the games that doesn't happen, or the games that you're elite spec, you can just get away with this type of Hound spam, right? Like, even if the opponent goes heavy into air, you'll typically win the ground pretty hard. And, well, you can just pair this with a Raiden of your own, an Overlord, I mean, whatever you want, really. Fortresses work great as well. They're just so cheap. They're so fast at clearing. You don't really need another Chaff Clear unit either. They perform pretty well into loose formation crawlers, shielded fangs, at least better than something like an Arclight. And, yeah, they can be really, really oppressive. Either way, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know down below what you think of the Hound. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it needs more changes? If so, what would you like to see? Just let me know. With that being said, if you want to stay up to date with latest content, please consider subscribing. And if you want to see me play live, check me out on Twitch. So take care, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.